The Chicago man is going to sleep in his own bed for the first time in more than 2 decades. Antonio Porter walked out of a jail tonight, a free man, at least for now. WGN's Brona Tumulty has more this evening.
Antonio Porter taking a brief moment today to look back at a life he hopes to leave behind forever. His lawyer, the first, with a much-needed hug.
It feels good to be out. It feels good to be free.
You're a free man. You're heading home.
I know.
How are you feeling?
I feel good about that.
A feeling 20 years in the making for Porter, his family, and in particular, his mother.
I know how she feels. She feels good.
I've been fighting a long time for my son. I've been really fighting for him.
Rosemary Cade spoke with us at court Monday, moments after a judge vacated her son's murder conviction from 2003, when he received a 71-year sentence following the death of 28-year-old Lamont Harrison, killed during a dice game outside an elementary school in Grand Crossing the previous year. Activists say a flawed trial and coerced testimony incorrectly connected the dots, stealing years from Porter's life and from his loved ones as well.
He's not only just Rosemary Cade's son, but he's someone's father. He's someone's grandfather, and he missed out on a lot of things because of corruption, because of cruelness.
His family couldn't be here at the exact moment he walked out, as we're told it wasn't clear when that would be.
They've been here for on and off for 36 hours. They gave us no warning of when he would be released. The Cook County Jail on, -5 right now. They release him without any notice. It is inhumane, and the sheriff's department should answer to it. It's awful.
And his ordeal is far from over, because the state's attorney's office will now decide whether to move forward with a new trial, meaning Porter's release comes with terms and conditions, including an ankle monitor.
It's the best feeling ever, but I'm still not free. I have an ankle bracelet on. I still have an ankle bracelet on. They still don't believe in my freedom. So
For now, though, he's just glad to finally be heading home.
I think he's really excited to be with family and people who care about him, and the support from the family is really important. They're all showing up now as he's ready to move on, start his life again.
The state's attorney's office in a statement saying they are committed to bringing charges and upholding public safety where evidence meets legal standards. Porter is due back in court on the 10th of March. We're at the Cook County Jail.
All right, so before we get into it, is anybody on the panel familiar with that story?
The name sounds familiar. I think one of my former managers is actually an activist and was working on getting him out of there. I could be wrong. I'd have to go back through her Facebook page to find out for sure.
So I bet not so much what he got on the murder side and shit though to get it overturned. But I back when I used to be wild though, Sips and Money Ass though, I had got locked up for some shit though, right? And I was on my way to get out, folks. And then it was like, if you know anything about Cook County and they clinical errors, they known for a clinical error. You feel me? So this is a personal shit that happened. I had 2 cases. I was finna bond out for one case, and then I was gonna get house arrest on another case. And in the process of that shit happening, my file got switched with somebody else, and then I had a vehicular homicide.
Damn.
What? Now look, the same way all y'all just did it, right? This how all the CEOs did me though. The same way I've been cool, we kicking the drizzy, you my man. As soon as that hit, they ain't popping my chuck. They don't want to talk to me or nothing. Now look, I'm telling them like, how can I catch a case when I've been locked up for like 7 months? Oh, you could have did it when you was out. They could have found your fingerprints. Now I went to the law library, and the lady that worked at a librarian heard me talking with another inmate. I swear to God, why this lady called down there, and all it was to take the wrong file out of my file and put the right file in there and put the other one on top. Now, even with
But hold on, how she know just to do that and they didn't?
No, look, because as I'm telling them what's going on for, it's just like how I just told y'all though. I already was in there for 2 cases. So when the 3rd case came, everybody was like this, like, oh, you a liar, we ain't fucking with you. So they weren't trying to help. So while I'm talking to another inmate, she over here and she called down there to the office though. You know what I'm saying? Where the forms at, and they was like, oh, his file got slipped into another.
Say it so a worker overheard it.
If you go to court for they bring your cases together, they bring it out on that cart, folk. It'll be all the cases together. It's the manila folder. So my folder end up going to somebody else's folder, folk. You see what I'm saying? So now stuff for the 6 months. Me and my lawyer been fighting for this shit. You gonna go on probation for, we're gonna get you house arrest for one, and you're gonna bond out for another. But when they come to bond me out, all of a sudden I got a third case. And I got a hijacking, vehicular homicide, folks. Come on. A hijacking is a what? 10 to 20? 6 to 20, some shit like that, though. You know what I'm saying? That's an aggravated thing. And wasn't listening to me, folks. Only way that it happened was that lady overheard me, and all she did was make a phone call. And the outcome of that story was I never got a chance to bond out. I had to go and take whatever little time, do my little boot camp, and come home like that. So that
hold on. How you know it was the lady?
Cause she told me when we was talking, she was like, "I overheard you talking." Hold on, she called, they fixed it. She was like, "It's good." I went back on deck. Now it was cool.
What was it you said that made her make that phone call?
It was just like how we talking, like, damn, money, I done caught a case, Joe, and I've been locked up for 6 months. How can I catch a case? And it don't, like, how can you catch a case when you've been locked up?
Oh, you were just explaining like it don't make sense. I can't even catch it. I'm not even in a position to even catch another case. How can I catch another case? It gotta be a clerical
she
error.
Worked there. She probably know, like, man, they be fucking up all the time. She probably like, let me just entertain it and see, because they be fucking up all the time.
It's just like if me, Money, and Sips talking to AJ behind the shit, right? And she like, okay, then she hold on real quick, stand right here, and she make a call, and they go right to where my file's and be like, oh, his file went into his file. But look, that could have fucked my life up, because one, I didn't get a chance to bond out. That just sent me up the river. But to go up the river for a case you ain't do is crazy.
Yeah, I would have got something to get my time back.
All that happened for, I was just happy just to go take whatever they was gonna give me and get up out of it. That's how I caught my case.
I think you can still get that time back though.
Not so much with that, because I caught it. That was around the time with Robert and shit that was going on. So I end up taking the boot camp, and they saying the gun in my background, but you know how it goes.
Unfortunately, I don't know that directly as a person, but I do know someone that went through something similar where they went to jail originally, and in the process of them being in jail, they turned around and they wound up releasing them to boot camp because they had just finalized, like, oh, okay, it was like a gun charge. So they was like,
I only took boot camp because of everything that was going on. And then when that case happened, that was like my last straw. Once they fixed it, I'm like, look, fuck it. I can't bond out for the case and whatever. I'm going to take my boot camp in.
No, I get you. And that's why I know what you're saying.
With my shit, the whole thing, they had ran my shit concurrent, though, because I didn't have no background. I went to jail a couple times, just like county, little, you know what I'm saying, little shit. So when I did catch my gun case and I caught a DUI, they ran them concurrent. You see what I'm saying? And so they ran them concurrent. They was going to give me house arrest for one. Bond I could fight it in the world. But when they like, look, you don't got no this your first real like case though. Feel me? You could take boot camp, and I ain't take boot camp at up here at Cook County. I went to Springfield for my shit. IDOC real boot camp. You know what I'm saying? But when I got to that level, I had, even my lawyer, I had so much fight to do this, Joe. When a vehicular manslaughter and a kidnapping is nothing to play with. Now, if they would have come for some goofy ass shit like a theft or some shit like that, you could sit around and fight. But I'm not fighting no aggravated class X felony that I know I didn't do. But this would really kill me. The same way that y'all did when I said it, the same way the CEOs treat me. Everybody cool. They let me get on the phone. We laugh. I got pictures. As soon as a vehicular homicide and a hijacking kidnap, you a liar. We ain't fucking with you. So now it's really, now the people that was fucking with me inside the jail not fucking with me. And then I'm telling you this not my case, and you still not really fucking with me. You not even really helping.
But the dates gotta not match.
Cook County though, sis. We talking about Chicago, Illinois.
We talking about Crook County.
What I was getting at is, even with me telling them, all they had to do was do what that lady did. Pick up the phone, call. Could you check woo. That's all she did, and she did it on her own because she was sitting there listening, though. You know. So now, even imagining with that, though, it might have been I probably could have sued them or whatever. But who the fuck want to go through some shit like that?
Because all they do is that. So whether she was a paralegal or, assistant to a state's attorney, what they do is that they look at a docket number. That's it. That's all. You're just that number, right? So they look at that docket number and then they take that docket number and then they run the number with the case file. And like you said, that person's file was in his file. So when they run the case file, it's like, okay, you might have been a progressive, criminal or whatever the case may be, whatever they come up with in the moment that they coming up with, right? So when they ran his case file, they like, oh, so he did this and then he did this. Oh, then he could have did this. So they go from that docket because that docket is going to make them the most money. We don't care about the small bread. The small bread is not going to get me nowhere.
Docket, once they put your docket number, your name supposed to pop up. They didn't even take out the time.
They not going to. That's the thing about it. See, that's the Crooked County part of it. They're not going to do that. All they do is look at the docket number and it's in your case file. They look at it like, oh, okay, well, Drippy No Drake definitely had to do it because of the simple fact that whether you're not in the system, like as a progressive criminal, you could have done this or whatever the case may be. We're going to find the evidence. We're going to figure it out or whatever. And
thinking, like, I was really in that motherfucker pondering, like, damn, did I really? What the fuck did I do? And I look, Sips, no money, no, I was wild, like getting drunk off pills. So I'm like, am I mad? I'm like, damn, did I really kidnap? But I'm like, hell no, I couldn't because I just went to court and my lawyer got me we gonna get him on house arrest on 1, we gonna bond him out on 2. How the fuck when I make it to the deck, I got a 3rd case?
Because the simplicity behind it is because of the simple fact that you might have had a license at the time, or you might have had a vehicle at the time, or whatever the case may be that they was going to tie to you in your case. So that's what they were going to work on because all the state attorney got to do is work on that.
They just made a mistake and switched this shit around.
That fucking folder went in my phone. Once that happened, I was like, you know what? I ain't taking no other chance. Fuck it. I'm going to go do the boot camp. If I don't do the boot camp, I got to do my time of 1 to 3. But I completed the boot camp. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was still all kind of crazy and still had to go through other shit. But from you being innocent and you telling these people you innocent, they don't believe shit you saying, man. Them people don't. The same way y'all looked at me, the same way they looked at me, bro. You got a vehicular homicide with a kidnapping. You really a violent motherfucker.
That's why justice is like this.
Right, a DUI and you got a gun case, that ain't shit. Chicago, we got all this shit, but you got some kidnapping and some oh yeah, you a problem, folks. So ever since then, my shit was wild for me to get out of jail, and that's why I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of jail.
And that's the thing that this guy's gonna go through 20 years later. So roll it right back. That's what he's gonna go through 20 years later because now what they're gonna do on him being on the other side, he's not gonna have the opportunity that Drizzy just had. You see what I'm saying? So he's not going to be able to see that, y'all made a simple mistake, even though y'all admitted to the simple mistake in the initial case that released him. You see what I'm saying? Y'all released him under, in my opinion, false pretenses. It's like, oh, we can only release him so much because of the simple fact that we didn't already charge them for the charge.
False, I'm saying presentation. How many people that's in there that's been saying that they haven't done it 20, 30, 40 years? You can't get that time back. That little money be cool. Now you out old as hell. They got iPhones. They got motherfucking electric cars, all type of shit, Joe. You don't know what the fuck going on. My brother did.
You sitting up here like a grandparent on your phone, like, so how I do this? Wait.
Yes, he came weird as hell. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. He was weird, stuck. You know what I'm saying? 15 years, folks. Like shit be wild.
And what they fail to realize is the trauma that's gonna come from this. And I'm gonna stop at this point. The trauma that comes from this is like you just said. This man went through 2 different decades, and we know how much time changes even in the course of a year. So with that being said, this man finna go through hell and high water. Even if you complete his ankle monitoring or whatever the case may be, he still never is gonna be right. I'll never forget that documentary of that young man that killed himself because he could not function in the world. He was never right.
So if he was cool, he was acquitted of all this shit, why you still putting him on house arrest? You still got a leash on this
man.
You
still got him. Exactly. So he's gonna always feel caged because it's like, no, I gotta do right. I gotta do right. The CO might show up. The people might show up.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm bondage.
You all in this bitch, you out new. You don't know what the fuck going on. Motherfucker got tablets and iPhones and VR, all type of shit though. But you still can't go nowhere because you on house arrest. So we still don't believe you. We still don't trust you. But we're gonna try to figure it out.
And I hope he has a really, really strong support system, because 20 years, maybe 2 decades, and you coming out in this time frame. Come on now, we been out here and don't even know how to survive. Come on now, let's be real.